Good afternoon, everyone, and how are you again? Welcome to Capuchin TV and to this very great program we bring to you every Thursday from 2:30 to 3. Taking care of your psycho-spiritual self. My name again is Joyce Pio Segujobi, Reverend Father. And today, we just begin the year, and whether you like it or not, the year is running fast already. And with a lot of challenges we're beginning with, especially when you talk about the businesses are back and the schools are resuming. Of course, they are back in school, not just resuming. And then you find a lot of stress and anxiety with parents moving around to do this or to do that, to make that ends meet. Especially when you look at what we've been dealing with since 2020 with the COVID. And then with the COVID, that a lot of people have actually lost their jobs. So people are challenged financial-wise. Even the economy of the country is not stable. So you can imagine what people will be going through right now. And a lot of things, of course, plans that they have, they want to accomplish. And all kind of anxiety that can come with that. So today we'll be talking about stress and anxiety, dealing with stress and anxiety in this 2021, especially at the beginning of the year. So that's what we'll be talking about today. And while we are dealing with that, we know that life is uncertain again, and the parents are going through different kind of situations. So I have with me today somebody who is an expert, counseling psychologist, who also helps people with the issue of course, anxiety and the stress and all the mental health related issues. She works with the IHM Psycho-Spiritual Counseling Center here in Karen, Nairobi. And, she is also a mother, and then so she knows what it is to be the parent. And she will be telling us all about that today as we deal with this topic on the dealing with stress and anxiety. So I humbly welcome to Capuchin TV studio, Veronica Asunda.
Thank you so much.
You want to greet them, people at home?
Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Father. My name is Veronica Asunda, as you've heard. And I'm a counselor psychologist, and I'm also a mentor, basically dealing with students and youth. And I'm happy to be here.
Karibu.
Yeah.
So, Veronica, like I've just said at the beginning, it's the beginning of the year, and a lot of people are going through different kind of situations. We have a lot of plans. We have made our New Year resolutions. 2021 going to be better than 2020, those kind of a thing.
Sure.
But with it comes also the issue of, oh my God, COVID is over. Mm-hmm. So all the time COVID is not there, we're like, okay, my children were supposed to go to school, but now, okay, they couldn't, and we say, okay, yeah, it's COVID, but COVID has subsided, or maybe it's still there in a very powerful way, but we have to move on with life. Mm-hmm. And when that comes in, what do you think could be happening to people right now?
Thank you so much. I think for now what is happening is people are a little bit very much stressed, and especially since COVID started. And I remember when the president mentioned that the children are going back to school, most of the parents were so much stressed, and the anxiety levels started going high, basically because so many people lost their jobs, parents lost their jobs, business were closed, people were at home, nothing was moving. So people started getting a little bit stressed, and it has really affected many parents because also the issue of sending their children back to school. Most of the parents are like, now where am I sending my kid? Where am I sending my child back to school, and I'm staying back at home? So this also brings a lot of stress, anxiety. Also, we are being told that you have to send your kid back to school with like 50% of fees, and maybe it happens in a case that you've lost your job. So you imagine what parents are going through. It has not been easy, but we are trying to manage. I, for example, being a parent, it has not been easy to take back kids back to school. Jobs have been lost. Money is not in circulation. COVID is there, is here. It's real. It's here. And it has not really gone down, as you say, but we are hoping that when the vaccine comes, at least we'll be somewhere.
The vaccine has come, only that does not reach Kenya.
Okay.
So it's going down. And actually, I was thinking that stress level is supposed to reduce because, you know, before you wake up, everybody goes to work, you go to school, you know, and life continues. You're just focusing on your work until when you return back home. But during the time of COVID, everybody was home. We thought it was a good thing to say, wow, family reunion. Yeah. You know, father will be able to father, mother will be able to mother. But now everybody is home. Now that's constituted a lot of stress on people. Homes are broken, marriages are, you know, a lot of things. I was thinking as we are resuming, the stress level is supposed to like, oh, thank God, everybody is going back.
Yeah, but remember that what I said at the beginning, jobs were lost, business were closed. People don't have money to restart their business back. People are still now looking for jobs, trying to see what they can do, and that brings a lot of stress and anxiety. Things are not. Remember that our economy is also it's very down, and people are really struggling to make ends meet. Yeah. So we are saying at this time, in fact, it's worse than even when COVID started. Yeah.
So what is this stress? We're talking about stress and anxiety. So what is this stress? If you want to talk to our viewers about what this stress means, when you say stress, I'm stressed, and what does that really mean? Okay,
basically stress, if I can define stress in my own understanding as a psychologist, it's person's physical or emotional response to demands of life or body demands. It can either be positive or negative. Yeah, depending.
So there could be positive stress.
Yes, there's a positive stress and there's a negative stress.
You want to tell us about that?
Positive stress is a stress that maybe, for example, a student who has accomplished his or her studies may be looking forward to graduation. You can have that stress which can bring anxiety. Oh, I'm looking upon this day, what will happen, me being in my gown, my parents are there. So that one can also bring stress, but which is on a positive side. Or even getting a new job, getting married, something that you've been dreaming. And the negative stress are like now the stress that you're talking about, like lack of job, financial, you're struggling financially, sickness, terminal sickness. If you're diagnosed with a terminal sickness, a pandemic like COVID can also bring stress. Yeah.
So, then again, when you were talking, you said stress bringing anxiety. Are they the same?
Anxiety is as a result of stress. So anxiety basically is the external feeling that comes out of stress. So you are stressed, sometimes you lack sleep, sometimes you are not eating well, and things are not working, then those feelings start coming. So when you start reacting, feeling irritable, so those are what we call anxiety. Anxiety is like the irritability that you cannot manage. Now you start seeing things are not working, then you can even start shaking, lacking to sleep. Sometimes I'll give an example of a client I was taking through, and this person was telling me, you see, madam, I'm seeing my hand swelling. And I'm with the person there, and I'm telling her, I'm not seeing that. So you see, anxiety can bring those feelings. You feel that your hand is swelling, your heart is palpitating so fast, and headache, insomnia, you're not able to control yourself. Sometimes you feel your stomach is not doing very well. Yeah, so
I was thinking anxiety is just about being anxious.
No.
Okay. So it's not just being anxious, because I'm really anxious right now. I'm joking.
In fact, anxiety, sometimes it can go to an extent of even being taken to hospital and maybe be given something to relax you and some medication to help you just normalize with life.
Like stress, you said there could be positive stress.
Yes.
Can we also have positive anxiety?
Yes, we can also have positive anxiety. and it comes in a way that feeling that overwhelmed. You are so happy. You've seen people who have been so happy until sometimes they can even collapse.
Wow.
So that can also be positive. You can also get positive anxiety. If at all you're so much overwhelmed, you're happy, you are excitement, such kind of.
Okay, so all we are saying now that is that the situation at hand right now in the country, of course in many people's home, is the fact that things are not stable, and then life has to move on.
Yeah.
So parents in particular, or those who are caregivers, they actually are more stressed at this time.
Sure.
And then they thinking about how to deal with the situation at hand. There's how would they explain to the children that there's no money when they have to return back to school, you know? And then all those situations like that. Of course, COVID is still around. We are still trying to manage it. Like I said earlier, well, actually some people are saying it's coming down. I don't know in Kenya yet. But then that notwithstanding, it's going to be around for a long time. I can tell you that. The vaccine is just to prevent you from having it. But you know, not everybody is going to have access to vaccine.
Sure.
And people will still have it, will still carry it around, will still go around with masks, and they still have to sanitize our hands, or actually better to wash it. And then if you don't see water and soap, then you do the sanitizing. So we still have to continue to discourage, you know, crowdiness in even in the shopping mall, on the streets, wherever we may find ourselves. So when we come back, we'll be looking at, okay, how do I know I'm stressed? Like she's just talking about, how do I know, okay, what I'm going through is just normal situation that I'm just passing through. How will I know it is stress? So how do I know it is stress? And if you start talking about this stress can lead to anxiety, at what point do I know it has slipped into anxiety? And by the time you get to anxiety, anxiety, even though it could be positive, at what point can we say it has become a disorder? Because it's anxiety disorder.
Sure.
At what point does it become anxiety disorder? And if it's a disorder as well, what can we do?
Okay.
What can we do? So we've been here since with Veronica. I will just briefly let Veronica tell us before we go on break about where she works.
Okay, thank you. I work at Immaculate Heart Sisters Psycho-Spiritual Counseling Center. It's just near JKUAT University of Tandara Road. That's where I work. We have a center there whereby we have group counseling, individual counseling, marriage and family counseling, addiction counseling, and we also have accommodation. So we are trying to look at holistic well-being of a person. Yeah.
So that's a lot of work to do there. Is that not going to stress you?
We try to manage ourselves, although we say you can't treat yourself, but we are trying by the grace of God to manage,
Okay. Anyway, so we are happy to have you here.
You
are still with us. When we come back from break, we'll continue with this.
Thank you.
Kipaimara ni sakramenti yenye kumpa Mkristo Roho Mtakatifu na ukamilifu wa mapaji yake 7, kumfanya Mkristo mkamilifu na kumfanya shahidi hodari wa Yesu Kristo mpaka kufa.
Kupata kipaimara kama Skiza Tune yako, tuma neno Skiza likifuatwa na nambari 738100272 kwa 811.
The Psycho-Spiritual Therapy Institute, which we of the Luke Stera Leadership Foundation, in collaboration with Miss Joachim, have set up, is a project that I am very excited about, and I am very happy that I am part of the birthing of this project. It is aimed at healing of pastoral agents that run into problem on account of widespread trauma, on account of burnout, on account of addictions, and all kinds of problems that pastoral agents do have. But with this project of the Psychospiritual Institute, we shall now be training experts in psychospiritual therapy who will be available in various countries, various dioceses and congregations to help their colleagues who are in difficult life situations of an emotional and psychological nature.
Welcome back again to Capuchin TV, and then to this special edition where we're talking about dealing with stress and anxiety, especially when we're just beginning the year and we are trying to return to normalcy, and then of course it's a good thing, but it comes with its own challenges. And we've been here today with Veronica Asunda, a counseling psychologist who work at the IHM Psychospiritual Counseling Center in Nairobi here, and she's been talking to us about understanding what is this stress and of course what is this anxiety. Before we left, we were talking about we want to know more. Okay, how do I know? Because what sometimes people call stress are just something that we do normally. If you have to go to work, you have to go to work. If you have this, that to do, if you have to train your children, it's the normal thing you need to do. So what makes it actually stress? Because there are things that we have to do. There are things you can't neglect. There are things you can't reject. There are things probably they are necessary for your livelihood. And of course, when you become anxious or turn to anxiety, you're having anxiety because of all these things. Equally, they are the same things that are just normal for us to do. So how do I know I am stressed?
Okay, thank you. I think one of the symptoms of stress is lack of sleep, and sometimes you get lack of sleep, and you are not able to coordinate well. Sometimes you may even start getting headache, and breathing problems, and also heart palpitation all the time. You are not coordinating, and you might end up having like some abnormal behaviors. Like sometimes if you're so much stressed, you'll want maybe to go into addiction. You want to go to start drinking so that you may forget what you're going through. So those are some of the symptoms.
Okay, now let me take you by, you said, for example, lack of sleep. Okay, there are people who don't sleep easily. Naturally, they don't sleep easily. They have to like count all the ceiling, whatever, before they get to sleep. Is it because they are stressed?
Not because they are stressed, but I would say that the sleep, the difference between a sleep when you're stressed and the sleep normally if you don't normally get stressed is because if you are lacking sleep because of stress, it's because of the way your body is reacting, because your mind is occupied. You are thinking about all these problems. What is happening to me? I don't have money. I have to take my kids to school. My relation maybe is not working. Things are not working. So you might end up not getting sleep because of that.
So one is worried.
Yes, when you're worried, you're concerned, you have all these fears. Okay. Yes. That one can make you not to sleep.
That's why the scripture says in Luke chapter 12 verse 22, and it says Do not worry about your life,
Sure.
about what you are going to eat, about what you are going to drink, about what you're going to wear, because people in the world worry about all those things, but your Father knows your needs
Sure.
and is going to supply.
It's
and I
true.
think one of the needs is for you to take your children to school.
It's
So
true.
when the needs becomes a problem itself,
Yeah.
I think worry still comes.
Yeah, it comes. Yeah, sure. It has to come. And again, maybe to add on what you said, you see, if you are fearful, and you see, devil is a very active person in bringing fear into people, then you end up becoming stressed. Yeah, sure.
Fear about tomorrow.
Fear about tomorrow, fear about what will happen. Yeah, sure.
So how do one deal with this?
Basically, what you can do if you are going through stress, the first thing I would recommend is maybe to talk to someone. Talk to a close friend, a confidant. If you feel that you don't have somebody that you can share your issues with, because sometimes you might be going through a very difficult time, through very deep issues, maybe you can seek help from a counselor. Also, eating well. You need to eat well and getting enough sleep.
Eating well when you don't have a job?
Yeah, if you don't have a job, you can try and to get. I believe our Father God knows us, and He tries to provide for us. So you will not get somebody lacking completely. You can still get something, but
so your needs will still
your needs will still be there. You need to eat well, do a lot of exercises, and keep yourself busy in being creative. Creating new things to do. If maybe you don't have a job, go out there, be a creative person, and try to get something.
Let's take it this way. We're just talking about some parents lost their job during the COVID,
Yes.
or businesses were closed because things were not moving. And now let's put that to now look at the situation if they were normal parenting, where you have the father, the mother. Okay, maybe the father lost the job, the mother can sustain the house a little bit, or maybe it's the mother that actually lost the job, or incapacitated, or even have died of COVID or whatever. Then the other can sustain. What happened in the case of a single mother?
In a case of a single mother, I'll give a personal example,
Okay.
and where I'm the father and the mother. And in the case of it brings a lot of anxiety, and what you do is basically taking a day at a time. Let what will come, because there are sometimes you are pushed into corner, there's nothing you can do, and that can bring a lot of stress. So if you find yourself in such a situation, is to accept what is going on, what is happening, and trying to be creative, do something, and just let things just happen the way they're happening. Because if you end up thinking so much, you'll get stressed, then you'll not be of help to the family.
Okay, so if this stress now slipped into anxiety, of course you have mentioned that you become anxious, of course worried about tomorrow, what's going to happen, am I going to pay this fee, am I going to pay this rent, I'm going to take care of this or take care of that, who will help me, who will support me. But then when we talk about anxiety disorders, how is it related to anxiety? Not anxiety or
Okay, anxiety disorder comes after a prolonged period of anxiety, when you have these anxiety feelings. So if it goes up to like 6 months, then you start getting now it becomes like anxiety disorder. It's like now you cannot control it. So now it becomes a disorder, and which needs now to be, you need to seek help.
So what kind of a help can somebody seek?
You seek help. You can go to the doctor, or even seek counseling, whereby you'll be taken through some session and see if you are able to manage. But if you are not able to manage, what I normally do, especially if I have such cases, and I try to take them through sessions, but if there are sometimes you see that the disorder is too much, you might want also to work together with a doctor.
So what would the doctor be doing with the mental health disorder?
Basically to give you something to relax you.
Okay, medication.
Yeah, medication to relax you as you continue with the counseling. And counseling has really helped. Really helps. It is the most needed thing to treat anxiety. Well, but if it goes to worse scenario, then we can work together with the medical doctors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can use medication to help,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But that is when it goes up to when now you become depressed. Because you see, after getting anxiety disorder and it's not treated well, if it's not managed well, then now you can go into depression, which is not a good thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your advice for, okay, let's take it step by step. What's your advice for parents at this time? Especially, like I said, people are trying to get back on their feet to get things work. So what's your advice for them?
I'll do what I can advise parents at now is just to take things the way they are. And most important, it is very important to self-care. This time of COVID and even after COVID, it is very important to keep on taking care of ourselves and our family. Yeah. Self-care. You don't need to start taking care of yourself because a pandemic is here. You need to take care of yourself every time, every day. Yeah, in terms of exercising, eating well, connecting spiritually with your maker, and being able to relate well with other people. That is the most important thing. Connectivity. Yeah.
People say that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. And also for, the students are getting back to school. They've been out of school for some time. What can you also tell them?
What I can tell our students is when they are at school, it is important to accept what is there. The pandemic is here, and we need to live with it. We need to take care of ourselves, take care of yourself when you are at school, so that you follow the Ministry of Health regulations, and all will be well.
Okay.
All will be well. It has been a long time staying at home. Maybe most of you have forgotten about studies, but with time it will come. Just relax and take care of yourselves. I've started seeing some reactions, like there's the other time we were watching news, a student stabbed a teacher. I think it's because of those stress and anxiety, but I want to advise our students just to take time and relax. All will be well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you give us one relaxation exercise so that people know how to relax?
One of the relaxation exercises you can do even at home is meditation and also the breathing exercises.
Okay, maybe meditation is the difficult one. Can you tell us about the breathing exercise?
Oh, the breathing exercise is you try to breathe in all that what you're going through and you let go. Breathe in all the feelings or those reactions and whatever you're going through, and you let it out. Yeah. Taking control, saying it is okay. You breathe in, you breathe out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And because I talk about the breathing exercise because that is very, very important. We are so busy sometimes that we don't know we are breathing. And I bet you when people greet me, "Hi, Father, how are you?" I say, "I'm still breathing." I know some people are not comfortable with that because they think of breathing in that sense negatively, that, you are doing more than breathing. But the fact is that the starting point in life at all is to breathe. Sure. When you breathe, you can do anything. When you stop breathing, that's the end of it. But you see, when you are breathing, biologically, also you are taking in oxygen, and like I said, we breathe without noting. We breathe without noting it. But if you pay attention, mindfulness, if you pay attention or you become mindful, you can actually feel the inflow and outflow of air from your nose, and as it comes out. So when you do breathing exercise, you take in oxygen that goes also to the brain and calms the brain, able to correct the misfiring of the whatever electrical or whatever it is in the brain, and the neurotransmitters trying to misbehave, is trying to beat them together, and then you're able to relax. That's what I was talking about. If she can teach us about the breathing exercise. Once again, Veronica, we thank you for coming today, and we We appreciate the time you spend with us, and we know you are also a mother, and this also concerns you. We pray that God will actually take care of the situation for you. For you, our viewers, again, this is Capuchin TV, and this is a program taking care of your psycho-spiritual wellness. And my name is Joyce Pius Egunjobi, Reverend Father. See you again next week, same time, 2:30 on Thursday. And God bless you and Happy New Year.
Thank you.